so close. Seville from Thompson. Lyles at last is beaten.
Not first place. No.
Still got a smile on your face.
A huge smile. It's a crazy season. Injuries, rushing the season, using a lot of those rounds.
Noah Lyles isn't the fastest anymore. Just months ago, he was on top of the world. Now he's struggling to stay on the podium. And two new names have taken over the 100-meter spotlight, and neither one is Lyles. How did it all fall apart so quickly? Kishane Thompson, once an under-the-radar Jamaican sprinter, has stunned fans and rivals alike by clocking a blistering 9.75 seconds. Kenny Bednarek, previously known more for his 200-meter finesse, has stepped up with a powerful 9.79. Both men are running faster, more consistently, and with more hunger. Meanwhile, Lyles, with his recent 9.89, is not just falling behind, he's falling off the radar. Noah Lyles was once crowned the world's fastest man, a title that came with weight, legacy, and global recognition. Known for his blistering pace in the 200 meters and growing dominance in the 100 meters, Lyles seemed unstoppable. But in the fast-moving world of elite sprinting, things change quickly. Now, a new wave of competitors is not just challenging him, they're outrunning him. Kishane Thompson and Kenny Bednarek have emerged as serious threats, leaving Lyles struggling to hold his position in a field he once ruled. At his peak, Lyles was unmatched in the 200 meters. His explosive finish, smooth technique, and charismatic presence made him a fan favorite and a consistent champion. In 2022 and 2023, he ruled the track, clocking a jaw-dropping 19.31 inches the 200 meters, the third fastest of all time. He also began focusing seriously on the 100 meters, aiming to become the undisputed sprint king. That ambition paid off at the Paris 2024 Olympics, where Lyles claimed gold in the 100 meters with a 9.79, narrowly beating out Jamaica's Kishane Thompson by just 0.05 of a second. It was a defining moment, a peak that placed him at the pinnacle of world sprinting. But 2025 told a different story. The competition caught up and in some cases blew past him. Kishane Thompson, relatively unknown just a couple of years ago, exploded into the spotlight. His run of 9.75 at the Jamaican Championships wasn't just the fastest time of the season, it was one of the fastest in history. Thompson backed that up with consistent sub-9. 90 performances throughout the Diamond League circuit, proving he's not a one-race wonder. His wins in Silesia and Prefontaine showed he's capable of dominating on multiple stages. Thompson's rise is not just a story of raw speed. It's a story of timing, momentum, and relentless focus. In 2024, he nearly snatched Olympic gold from Lyles. In 2025, he came back stronger, faster, and more determined. His 9.75 placed him among the top sprinters in history, and his ability to win under pressure is quickly making him the new favorite in the 100-meter world. Then there's Kenny Bednarek. Unlike Thompson, Bednarek is no surprise contender. He's been steadily improving, especially in the 200 meters, where he's already proven himself with Olympic and world medals. But in 2025, Bednarek took a significant leap in the 100 meters. His performance at the U.S. Championships stunned the field. He clocked a 9.79, equaling Lyles' Olympic winning time. Even more impressive, he did it despite cramping up mid-race. That kind of grit speaks volumes. The dynamic between Bednarek and Lyles is also becoming one of the most talked-about rivalries in track and field. After Bednarek beat Lyles in the 200 meters at the U.S. Championships, tensions flared. Lyles pushed Bednarek at the finish line, a moment that sparked headlines and speculation about internal team friction. Bednarek later said he had no bad blood, but the gesture said plenty. It's not just about who's fastest anymore, it's about pride, ego, and legacy. Meanwhile, Lyles has been trying to maintain his footing. His best 100-meter time this year is 9.89, a solid number by most standards, but not enough in today's hyper-competitive environment. In a season where others are running 9.75 and 9.79 consistently, a 9.89 puts you in the middle of the pack. At the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Lyles managed to secure bronze in the 100 meters, but the gap was clear. Seville won gold with 9.77. Thompson took silver at 9.82, and Lyles' 9.89 wasn't enough to defend his status. That race might have marked the turning point. It wasn't just that Lyles lost, it was how decisively he was beaten. The confidence he once exuded has been replaced with a more cautious demeanor. His starts have been slower, his finishes less explosive, and his control over the race diminished. For a man who once claimed he'd go down as the greatest ever, the slip has been both swift and painful. But this isn't just about numbers on a stopwatch. It's about perception. Once you start losing races, the narrative shifts. Sponsors start wondering, fans start questioning, and rivals smell blood. Lyles now finds himself in the unfamiliar position of having to prove he still belongs at the top. His 200-meter dominance remains, but even that is under pressure as younger sprinters improve. To get back on top, Lyles needs to adjust fast. His starts have been inconsistent, often putting him at a disadvantage by the 30-meter mark. His top-end speed is still elite, but it's no longer enough to rescue him from a slow launch. Technically, he has to fine-tune his acceleration phase and clean up his transition to top speed. Mentally, he needs to rediscover the confidence that fueled his golden runs in 2022 and 2024. The challenge isn't just physical or technical, it's psychological. He's facing rivals who are faster, younger, and more fearless. Thompson has shown no fear of Lyles, beating him repeatedly in 2025. Bednarek has publicly stated his desire to be the best, and he's backed it up with results. Lyles, meanwhile, has struggled to find consistent footing. If Lyles wants to reclaim his place, the next few months are critical. He needs to win, and not just in the 200 meters. He needs to show he can beat the best over 100 meters again. That might mean adjusting his training, changing strategy, or simply finding a new mental edge. Whatever it takes, the window is closing fast. The sprinting world is moving on, whether Lyles is ready or not. Kishane Thompson is not waiting for permission. He's seizing every opportunity. Kenny Bednarek is no longer a side character. He's a legitimate contender. And with Oblique Seville, Ferdinand Omanyala, and other young sprinters entering the scene, the field is only getting more crowded. This isn't just a race against competitors, it's a race against time. Lyles is 28 now. He's entering the phase of his career where sprinters traditionally start to decline. That doesn't mean he's done. But it does mean every season counts more than the last. Every race is a statement. Every loss stings harder. The 100 meters is one of the most unforgiving events in all of sports. A fraction of a second is the difference between legend and forgotten. Right now, Lyles is at a crossroads. He can either adjust, fight, and reclaim his throne, or fade into the shadow of the new generation. Fans still believe in him. His charisma, work ethic, and past triumphs have built a loyal following. But belief alone doesn't win races. Performance does. And in 2025, the performance gap is growing. Lyles has always thrived on challenges. He talks openly about chasing greatness, about wanting to be remembered as one of the best to ever do it. That fire is still there. But now he has to back it up. In the most competitive 100-meter field in years, can he do it? Can he close the gap on Thompson, outlast Bednarek, and silence the doubters? The answer will define his legacy. Because in sprinting, you're only as good as your last race, and right now, the race is wide open.
I'm gonna do it, watch, I'm gonna do it. And everybody just like, okay, let's get a load of this guy. So when it does finally happen and you've, gotten the medal, it's like, wow, I wasn't crazy.
At just 28 years old, Noah Lyles has already conquered the sprinting world. With Olympic gold medals, multiple world championship titles, and an American record in the 200 meters, he has built a legacy many sprinters only dream of. But in a bold new interview, Lyles sent shockwaves through the athletics world with a statement so bold it left the entire athletics world reeling. He hinted at something game-changing, something that could shake Usain Bolt's legacy to its core. During the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, where he won gold in the 200 meters for the fourth consecutive time, Lyles was asked whether Bolt's record could ever be touched. His answer was direct and unapologetic. Bolt's record is going down. I know that I'm going to break it, he said. For Lyles, it's not a matter of if but when. He went further, pointing out the way fans react when athletes aim for greatness. The second most popular favorite hobby of humans after watching somebody achieve greatness is watching them fail. People love to watch people fail. They just do. I don't know why. It's just if somebody says they want to do something great, someone's right there next to say they can't do it. Then, with trademark confidence, he added, I can give zero cares about what other people think, because they don't know me, they don't know my story, they don't know what I do, they don't know how hard I work, how talented I am. But I know. I'm going to motivate myself regardless. I'm going to win regardless. I didn't need a rival at Worlds to run 19.3 because there was nobody close to me when that happened. This statement wasn't just bravado, it was a declaration of intent from the reigning king of sprinting. Usain Bolt's 200 meters world record of 19.19 seconds, set in Berlin in 2009, has stood untouched for more than 15 years. Bolt himself called that race the perfect blend of execution, speed, and power. Since then, countless sprinters have tried to get close. Most haven't even breached the 19.5 barrier. But Noah Lyles is different. In 2022, at the World Championships in Eugene, Oregon, he ran 19.31 seconds, breaking Michael Johnson's long-standing American record and becoming the third fastest man in history over 200 meters. In that race, he pulled away from the field with such dominance that it reminded fans of Bolt's prime. That 19.31 was just 0.12 seconds shy of Bolt's record, a blink in sprinting terms. What makes Lyles' claim believable is not just his speed, but his consistency. He has broken 20 seconds in the 200 meters dozens of times, including into headwinds that would slow most sprinters significantly. His ability to replicate fast times under any condition proves that 19.1 is not just wishful thinking, it's within reach. Noah Lyles' journey to this point has been anything but easy. Born in Gainesville, Florida in 1997, he grew up battling asthma and started out in gymnastics before switching to track and field at 12. Alongside his younger brother Josephus, he dreamed of competing at the Olympics after watching the 2012 Games on TV. By high school, Lyles was already breaking records. At the 2016 U.S. Olympic trials, he ran 20.09 seconds in the 200 meters, breaking a 1-year-old national high school record. Though he narrowly missed making the Olympic team, he qualified for the World U-20 Championships, where he won double gold in the 100 meters and 4x100m relay. Turning professional that same year with Adidas, Lyles quickly rose through the ranks. By 2019, he was a world champion in the 200 meters and 4x100m relay. In 2022, he cemented himself as America's fastest over 200 meters by smashing Johnson's record. And in 2023, he achieved the sprint treble at the World Championships in Budapest, winning the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 4x100m relay. Now, with 8 World Championship gold medals and an Olympic 100 meters title from Paris 2024, Lyles stands as the most dominant sprinter since Bolt. It's impossible to talk about Noah Lyles without mentioning Usain Bolt. The Jamaican legend revolutionized sprinting with his world records of 9.58 inches, the 100 meters, and 19.19 inches, the 200 meters. His charisma and dominance turned him into a global icon. But Lyles is carving his own path. While Bolt was known for his towering 6'5" frame and long stride, Lyles at 5'11" relies more on explosive turnover and relentless drive phases. Where Bolt often started slow and finished with a devastating kick, Lyles combines sharp acceleration with top-end speed that holds steady all the way through the line. The parallels between the two are striking. Both broke national records, both achieved global titles before the age of 23, and both embraced showmanship on and off the track. Yet what sets them apart is their era. Bolt's dominance came when the sprint field was transitioning, while Lyles faces a new generation of hungry talents like Letsile Tebogo, Kishane Thompson, and Oblique Seville, all pushing him to go faster. Breaking 19.19 requires perfection. Every phase of the race, reaction time, drive, transition, and speed endurance must align. But Lyles has shown glimpses of that perfection. His 19.31 inches Eugene was run with near-flawless execution. Analysts believe with slightly better conditions, like a stronger tailwind or ideal track surface, he could shave off more time. Physiologically, Lyles is in his prime. At 28, sprinters often hit their peak combination of strength, endurance, and experience. His training under coach Lance Brahman has fine-tuned every detail of his mechanics, from block starts to stride frequency. Add to that his mental toughness, honed from overcoming depression and setbacks at the Tokyo 2021 Olympics, and you have an athlete uniquely prepared to chase history. Even Bolt himself has acknowledged that someone, someday, could break his record. Lyles' belief that he can push the boundary to 19.1 is audacious, but history shows that audacity often precedes greatness. What makes Lyles' statement so powerful is that it's not just about a number. It's about defiance, confidence, and refusing to be limited by others' expectations. When critics doubt him, he shrugs it off. That mentality has carried him from being a young gymnast with asthma to becoming the fastest American in history. His message to Bolt isn't one of disrespect, it's one of ambition. By declaring that Bolt's record is on borrowed time, Lyles is challenging himself publicly, raising the stakes for every race he runs. It's a psychological move as much as it is physical, forcing him to rise to the occasion. Already, his words have gone viral. Clips of his interview are trending on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, with fans debating whether Lyles can truly dethrone Bolt. Some say Bolt's record is untouchable. Others believe Lyles' 19.1 target might spark the next great era of sprinting. Sponsors, broadcasters, and athletics organizations are all paying attention. A legitimate attempt at Bolt's record would draw massive global audiences, much like Bolt did in 2009. Lyles has the charisma, the talent, and the storyline to reignite mainstream interest in track and field. Noah Lyles has sent a message that is breaking the internet. Usain Bolt's 200 meters world record is on borrowed time. With confidence, consistency, and a proven track record of greatness, Lyles has positioned himself as the heir to Bolt's sprinting throne. Whether he runs 19.19, 19.1, or something even faster, his pursuit alone will captivate the world. For now, the sprinting universe waits. Can Noah Lyles truly do the impossible? If his words are any indication, the answer is not just yes, it's inevitable.
Lyles trying to find something. He stretches away. It is a global title again for Noah Lyles. 4 in a row.
Noah Lyles just won his 4th straight world championship in the 200 meters. He's the fastest man alive right now. But guess what he's thinking about? When he's going to quit running. Yeah, the guy who just made history is already planning his exit. And what he said is making everyone realize the end is closer than we think. So Noah just finished racing at the World Championships in Tokyo in September 2025. He won the 200 meters again. That's 4 wins in a row at the World Championships. Everything looked perfect. He's on top, he's winning. But then he said something nobody expected. And it's really simple. Noah said he'll know it's time to stop when he goes to a World Championships and doesn't win any medals. Not because he got hurt, but because he just wasn't fast enough anymore. He said,
"When I leave a World Championships with 0 medals, and it wasn't because of injury or something like that. When I leave because of 0 medals, or I fail to make a team for a reason of I just wasn't the top dog or I wasn't good enough to make the team, I'm like, all right, it's time. I think next year it's time for the swan song, and it's time to let the next generation have it."
Most athletes keep going until someone forces them to stop. But Noah is saying he'll walk away on his own when he can't win anymore. He's not going to hang around too long. He already has his final year planned out. Noah wants to race in 3 countries he's never been to. He wants to check things off his bucket list. He'll do some races close to home. And his very last race, he wants it at his own track meet where he can do whatever he wants. When he talked about that final race, he laughed. You could tell he was imagining it already. That's Noah. He thinks ahead about everything. Now let's talk about when this is happening. Noah said his final year will be between 2028 and 2032. He's going to race at the Olympics in Los Angeles in 2028. He'll be 31 years old then, but he's not going to the Olympics in Brisbane in 2032. That's when he'd be 35. He's saying no to that one. Someone asked if he'd run until he was 45. Noah laughed and said no way. He said ages 34 to 35 are his final years. After that, he's done. Last year, at the Paris Olympics in 2024, Noah realized something. He was turning 27 years old, and he told himself, I'm on the other half of the hill. Paris was his halfway point. Everything now is the second half of his career. Noah thinks about his age a lot. He wants to make the most of every year, every month, every week, and every day he has left. He said if he does that, he'll never have regrets. That's smart. Noah isn't scared of getting older. He's just trying to use his time well. And honestly, he needs to think that way, because younger runners are coming up fast. At the World Championships in Tokyo, Noah was the second oldest person in the 200-meter final. Only one guy was older. Everyone else was way younger. Oblique Seville from Jamaica won the 100 meters. He's 24. Kishane Thompson got silver in the 100. He's also 24. Brian Level got bronze behind Noah in the 200. He's only 21. And Letsile Tobogo, who won Olympic gold in the 200 last year, is just 22. These guys are young, and they're really good. But wait, there's a 7-year-old kid from Australia named Gout. He raced at the World Championships in Tokyo. He was the youngest person ever in the 200 meters at a World Championships. He didn't make the final, but everyone is talking about him. Noah knows Gout because they're both with Adidas, and Noah said something smart about him. He said Gout is young and talented, but Noah also said many talented people never make it to the top. Now let's talk about why Noah thinks he can keep running into his mid-30 seconds. Most sprinters don't last that long. Usain Bolt quit when he was 31. That's the same age Noah will be at the LA Olympics. So why is Noah different? After the Paris Olympics last year, Noah gave an interview. He said, LA 2028 is not promised, so take it in now. People thought maybe he was hinting at quitting soon, but then he cleared it up. Noah said he's definitely racing in LA. He even said he plans to race in Brisbane in 2032, but then he realized he'd be 35 years old. You could tell he was doing the math in his head. But Noah has something special. He found a great way to take care of his body early in his career. He said because of that, he believes he'll last longer than other sprinters. His coach agrees. Noah's coach is Lance Brahman. Lance thinks Noah is just starting his best years right now. That might sound crazy because Noah is already 28, but Lance says Noah will be really good through the LA Olympics. And there's proof Noah's body is tough. At the Paris Olympics, Noah won gold in the 100 meters. That race was super close. He beat Kishane Thompson by only 0.005 seconds. That's basically nothing.